was lost. Was lost. So I took a different path.
For Pokemon Unite's second year anniversary event, they added 2 new playable characters to their ever-growing roster, Mega Mewtwo X and Mega Mewtwo Y. You know, when they were first announced, I was hyped, bruh, I'm not gonna lie. I was a little giddy, grin was forming, eyes were glowing, toes were curling just a little bit in their socks. But as this wave of excitement struck me, it just as quickly passed and the greatest fear I'd ever known washed over me. See, Pokemon Unite follows a very dumb rule of making their legendary and mythical Pokemon ridiculously overpowered. Hoopa, Mew, Urshifu, and Zacian being the most meta-defining and game-breaking characters ever added to this video game. God, I hate this video game.
It should have been me, not him! It's not fair!
But Mewtwo easily towers over all of them as the strongest Pokemon to have ever entered this game. It's so strong, it actually made me and my buddy Treehouse, who usually covers this stuff, swap video formats. That shit's just crazy. Okay, let's get something cleared up first. We're only going to be talking about Mewtwo X in this video. I initially planned on doing both, but then I saw Y in action. They're an attacker, alright? To go on a bit of a tangent, I don't think Mewtwo Y is really all that good. I'm gonna be honest. They're frail, and while yes, they're powerful, it's only under the right conditions. The biggest factor to whether or not Mewtwo Y is gonna be good in a match is, of course, the team.
It is what it is.
It is what it is.
If you've got a good team who's supporting you and making sure the enemies can't shut you down while you shred, then that could easily be GG easy, you're trash, kid! Go do your homework! Hasn't it past your bedtime, little guy? But if they aren't, you will die. There's not a thing you can do about it. Yeah, you can future sight to keep an enemy back. One of them. If you're getting jumped or pushed, it's over. It's actually Jover. This is literally the exact opposite of Mewtwo X. See, Mewtwo X over here thrives on fighting. It can fight up close, fight at range, play a sort of support attacker role, defense. It doesn't matter. Any role you've got from Mewtwo X, baby, it can play.
That's nasty.
This all stems from the basic design of the development team reaching into the depths of Pokemon history and pulling out a long-forgotten relic, Mega Evolution. See this little bar to Mewtwo's health? Allow me to introduce you to our good friend, the Mayhem Meter. It's not our friend, I lied. It can only be filled if you fuck shit up.
Finally! Why are you running?
Mewtwo is rewarded for playing offensively. By striking its enemies with its basic attacks, Mewtwo's Mayhem Meter is increased until you've accidentally opened the pearly gates and unleashed the wrath of God in all its fury. While Mega Evolved, Mewtwo receives buffs to everything. Attack, defense, special defense, HP, movement speed. Movement speed? I'm sorry, did you think you could escape Mewtwo while it was transforming? Well, fuck you! In the time it took for you to just barely get back to your goal zone, Mewtwo's already Mega Evolved, killed your remaining allies, stole your berries, scored 15 points, leaving your goal zone 1 point away from breaking, ran back to his base, got his shield, looped back around to your goal zone again, and is currently standing in front of you. All in the span of 5 seconds! But none of this would even be possible if it weren't for Mewtwo's broken-ass kit. The developers had a very clear vision when designing it, but something along the way got fumbled. Taking a look at his starting moves, Mewtwo gets Confusion and Barrier. Confusion deals a pretty hefty amount of damage for the start of the game and provides a stun on the enemy. It doesn't look like much, but in the time from being stunned to being unstunned, fucking decades pass. Civilizations literally come and go in the blink of an eye. For a moment, you can even glimpse into the eternal nothingness and be enlightened to the true meaning of life. Only to be reminded that you're playing Pokemon Unite and you snap back into reality. Scattered AOS energy all over the ground, you're suddenly standing back at your base, and Mewtwo's a number up on his kill count. Barrier gives Mewtwo a small shield and increases his movement speed slightly.
I mean, it's alright, like, overrated as fuck in my opinion.
At level 5, Mewtwo unlocks 2 moves to choose from and the Mayhem Meter. Future Sight drags your enemies towards you and places a timed explosive of psychic energy on them that'll deal a little bit of damage once it goes off. At max HP, it's not game changing, but when they're low, it could be the difference between a light scare and Mewtwo walking away from your exploding corpse with a radical guitar riff playing in the background like Wolverine. This is the optimal move and the most popular choice as far as I'm aware, but I would never do this because I'm a coward. Speaking of which, Psy Strike is Mewtwo's other move, and with it you become a zoner. That means you kill people from a distance, not having to be up close and personal whatsoever. It also becomes unstoppable while doing this, which means it's immune to all hindrances, while being able to position itself wherever it wants to continue its assault. I also just found this out, but when Mewtwo is using this attack, all damage on it is reduced. So yes, you are dealing less damage to Mewtwo while it's attacking you. Because that makes perfect sense. Let's go through this one more time so everyone's on the same page. You have a melee all-rounder who excels at being in combat with a projectile move that slows the enemy, then stuns them. All the while being immune to any and all hindrances, having free reign to set up the pace and structure of the battle however it pleases, and takes reduced damage while dealing a shit ton of damage to the enemy. 10 out of 10 design. Beautiful. Nothing's wrong with this at all. Totally won't shred the very fabric of the game's meta. Oh my god, Pokemon Unite, please give me more $40 skins to purchase with my hard-earned money. I want to look fashionable while continuing to play in the unbalanced hellscape that is ranked. The other two moves to take the place of Barrier are Teleport and Recover. Can I talk about Teleport and Recover real quick? I've been dying to talk about Teleport and Recover. See, these two moves are the straws that break Unite's back. Starting with Teleport, you can obviously teleport to a different location in an area. Not only allowing you to dodge attacks and style on them kids, it also allows you to reposition yourself in a place the enemy can't plan for, letting Mewtwo land one of its moves or build its mayhem meter. That in of itself is pretty busted, but it's not all. These motherfuckers, these sneaky snooze, these little goobers, thought it would be an amazing idea to have Teleport buff Mewtwo. It increases its movement speed, fills its mayhem meter faster, and, get this, and buffs its attack. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have the dumbest decision possible. They really took Broken and said, nah, this ain't good enough. Then went ahead and made Broken Plus, bruh. They made Broken 2, bruh. Recover, on the other hand, plays into Mewtwo's offensive style. Once activated, Mewtwo receives a shield that increases its movement speed, and the damage it takes heals it. If Mewtwo takes too much damage while the shield is active, its move cooldowns are reduced and its mayhem meter gets filled up. Excellent. Bro, you could be playing like absolute dog ass and not help your team in the slightest, but still be rewarded because Mewtwo is designed for you to play dumb. Brain dead even. Mewtwo is the definition of mashing the like button to win. It is literally fuck around and find out personified. All that seems pretty broken, right? I think a character who's built like that should just honestly be banned. They should be kicked. They shouldn't even be added into the game. But what if I told you that's not all Mewtwo has? Oh, you know they had to drop some more bullshit, boy! Mewtwo's Unite move. It hits everything on the map and then stuns them. In a game where the majority of the wins come down to team fights at the end of every match, I cannot express to you the sheer level of power and advantage this Unite move alone gives you. By the way, it doesn't matter where you are on the map, Mewtwo will target you regardless. It'll target you while you're fighting over Regieleki, the Regilottery down at bottom path, while you're defending your goal zone from the opposing team, while you're scoring a game-changing amount of points, but that's not even the worst of it. These petty-ass beams will hit you while you're in your own base, when they can't even deal any damage. And that's not even mentioning all the buffs you receive just from using your Unite move. This, my friends, this is how it feels to play Mewtwo X, an unstoppable force of nature that bends the very meta of Pokemon Unite to its will. There are very few counters for it, and the skill ceiling for Mewtwo is staggeringly low. An all-powerful god that stands above all others in its game and will destroy everything in its wake. All of this, and I haven't even touched on held items or emblem builds. Now, Unite DB recommends a Focus Band, Scope Lens, Weakness Policy, or Attack Weight combo, with the held item being Full Heal. But I'm here to tell you, fuck that. See, me personally, I run a Focus Band, Weakness Policy, and Rapid Fire Scarf combo with a potion for extra longevity. You think you got you dead, and then suddenly you're back to half health. The idea here is to boost your attack with Weakness Policy while building your Mayhem meter with the Rapid Fire Scarf. As for emblems, Unite DB recommends this. I couldn't really give you any insight on that because I don't use emblems. See, I have a mental dysfunction that makes me think differently than the other players. Yeah, my mommy calls me special after packing my lunch in my baggie, what of it? Anyways, Mewtwo can be ran in basically any lane with no issues. It really doesn't matter as long as you hit level 5. It's good with pretty much any other Pokemon in the game, but you'll definitely be best suited with a defender or supporter like Trevenant or Wigglytuff for extra stuns. Comfey, Clefable, Blissey, and Eldegoss are all excellent choices too. But if you pair Mewtwo X up with Mr. Mom, your mom's a hoe, and that's just a fact. Sorry guys, I don't make the rules, I just enforce them. Now at the time of writing this video, there's a patch that's supposed to release in a few days that apparently nerfs Mewtwo X and Y, but if Zacian is anything to go by, they'll still be excellent, and even some of the best Pokemon in the game. With that being said, should you play Mewtwo X? Well, the obvious answer is yes! It's so broken, not picking it is just missing out on free wins. But hey, maybe you're more of the honorable type, to which I'd say, why the fuck are you playing Unite? Go up a better game, bro. Save yourself before you get dragged down to this game's level. But if you intend on staying, then I'd like to say no. Like, Mewtwo X is so much fun, but it is pretty much an automatic win in most cases if you're a good player. So if you're looking for a more challenging experience, then it's definitely not for you. Go pick up like fucking Buzzwole or something, bro.
The secret